Hey guys, Corey here from Sky's the Limit Car Care, and today we're going to discuss how to remove a ceramic coating. So really, it's as easy as polishing the coating back off. There's a few caveats to that, and that is like if you have a high spot or something like that and you leave it on for a long time, like a month, or it's really cured on there, then you could be in a different situation where you need to wet sand that spot if you have the skills to do so. But as long as it's been coated correctly, then for all intents and purposes, you can literally just polish it off with an abrasive and a machine. As far as chemicals stripping a coating off, some will, some won't. Most of them won't fully. And the chemicals that will do it are not necessarily safe for your car. So generally, to remove the coating, you're going to be using a polish. We'll go over a little bit of some of the chemicals and some of their effects on the ceramic coating, and then we'll continue. So Iron X, something like that, well, Iron X in particular, not going to remove your ceramic coating whatsoever. It's literally designed to be used on your ceramic coating. As long as you use it properly, it's going to remove all the bad stuff that lands on there. Well, when I say all the bad stuff, I should say any ferrous metal that lands on there, brake dust, stuff like that. A product like Eraser, not going to remove your ceramic coating. As long as it's fully cured, as long as it's been a few days since you applied it, then if for some reason you were to spray some eraser on that paint, the eraser is not going to remove your ceramic coating. CARPRO Reset, obviously not. That's that's meant to be used to wash the vehicle. High pH, highly alkaline products, those can damage a ceramic coating. They won't remove your ceramic coating, but they can definitely damage the hydrophobic abilities if you use something that's too high pH, or if you leave something that's high pH on the paint for a long time, or let it dry in the sun, or use it in the wrong conditions. So if you're going to use high pH products, only use them when you have to use them, when there's a need for them, and don't abuse them. Make sure you know what you're doing with them. Let's talk about heavy solvents. We'll talk about CARPRO Tarex. Tarex, designed for use with a ceramic coating or without a ceramic coating. When you use it with a ceramic coating, you want to mitigate the negative effects that it can have on a ceramic coating by not leaving it on the surface. If you spray Tarex on the surface and don't wipe it back off, it will damage that ceramic coating. If you leave it on there for too long, it will start to deteriorate that ceramic coating. If you're not doing something that's adding protection, then you're doing something that's removing protection. It's one or the other. And if you're using a really strong cleaner, it's probably going to have a little bit of a deleterious effect on that ceramic coating. So when it comes to Tarex, you only use it as much as you need to. If you have tar on there, then yeah, you could spray some Tarex on there. It's going to melt right off, and then you immediately get the Tarex back off and neutralize it. If you need to spray the Tarex and wipe it, then don't rub hard and don't rub for too long. The longer you rub and the more you push a heavy solvent into your ceramic coating, the less your ceramic coating is going to be able to push that back out and resist it. One of the ways that a ceramic coating is able to protect itself is the fact that it repels these chemicals and gets them back off. And if you keep rubbing it into it and you don't let it, if you're forcing it to have that heavy solvent move into its pores, then you're going to have a damaging effect on that ceramic coating over time. That pretty much covers what I wanted to talk about with chemicals. So the next question is, why would you want to remove a ceramic coating? So perhaps you made a mistake. You left what we call a high spot, a spot where you didn't wipe off the residue after the coating flashed, and you need to remove that high spot. If you get to it right away, like say it's only been 30 minutes or an hour or so, and you find this high spot, generally with either of these coatings anyway, C-Quartz UK or C-Quartz SIC, just reapply a little bit of the product that you are dealing with in the first place onto a towel or your applicator, and then just work on that high spot. Just rub it back out with that high spot, and then immediately wipe it off with a towel, and that will generally wake up the high spot and pull it off. Now once that's been cured for hours, or maybe not hours, but definitely after days, at some point along the line, depending on your environment, that high spot is going to be too cured to where the product that you use to apply it is not going to reawaken it, and it's not going to come off easy. So the next step to be, like if you ran into it the next day and that didn't work, then you could try some Essence Plus on a little finishing pad and try to rub that. If that doesn't remove it, then you're going to have to use an abrasive. Polish it off by machine at some point. Now if you wait a week, or even worse, a month, then you're going to have a hard time removing that high spot without very heavy abrasive. The pitfall of that is that if you have a high spot right here on the paint, and there's one spot where the ceramic coating is real thick and rainbowy color looking, or real dark, and you try to polish that off, your pad is going to be polishing this area around it as well. The area that does not have the high spot, you're going to polish through that coating fairly quickly, and then you're going to be polishing into your clear coat, still hammering away on this one spot that's a high spot and real strong. So sometimes it's actually safer, if you know what you're doing, to wet sand that high spot out, so that way you can surgically attack the area that has the high spot and then polish it and fix it. So after you've polished out that area, obviously you need to recoat. You're basically going to coat that same area and then extend out past that a few more inches. And then as soon as 20-30 seconds have passed, this area over here where you've overlapped onto the still existing coating, you're going to go ahead and just wipe a ring around that off right away. Wait another 10-20 seconds and wipe another ring, and you're slowly going to feather that in by basically wiping off the ceramic coating out here sooner than you wipe off the area that you want to stay cured. And that way it'll be a feathering effect, and you won't notice an area where you have a ring that's darker because you have more coats of ceramic coating out there than you do in the middle. So that's a little technique you can use if necessary, and if you are not able to polish the entire panel over again. So we already talked about how to remove the ceramic coating. Obviously on older coatings, they're going to be a little easier to remove. You use a product like CARPRO Reflect, which is a finishing polish. If you have a newer coating and you have to be more aggressive, then we would use something like Ultra Cut or Fixer or Clear Cut, depending on how many coats you had on it and how old that coating is, how strong it is. But generally, a medium polish is what it's going to take on an average lifespan. Final question is, when should you not remove a ceramic coating, and why are you removing it? So, for instance, if you decide, oh, I want to put this sealant on top of my car, you don't necessarily have to remove your ceramic coating to put a sealant on top. You can still do it. It might just not stay on top of your ceramic coating as long. It might come off easier. But something like Essence Plus is designed for that. So if you want to top up your protection and not have to add another coat or a new coating, then you can top it up with Essence Plus. You can use Reload, Hydrolite, a lot of the products that we've discussed in some of our other videos. If you do want to put on a new ceramic coating, then let's say you did this a year ago, your car's coated, it's been a year, you've been driving it, all those things. It's not recommended for you to just go in and put another layer of ceramic on top. At that point, you want to decontaminate it really well, wash it really good, and then at least give it a light polish, assuming you have a gloss paint. Obviously, with a matte finish or satin finish, we never polish the surface, and that's a whole nother, we don't necessarily recommend ceramic coatings on those surfaces without a thorough discussion. But in that case, if you do want to put another coat on, then decontaminate it. You basically treat it exactly like you did the first time you coated it, except for you don't necessarily have to use heavy compounds. You're not trying to remove a bunch of damage. You're literally just trying to add another coat, a couple of years down the line. You just go over it with the CARPRO Reflect, wipe it down with eraser, and that's it. If you want more information on how to apply a ceramic coating, check out our C-Quartz overview video, and that'll give you all the steps that you need to actually applying the ceramic coating, as well as the videos we have on decontamination and prep for a ceramic coating. That is everything we've got for you today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions or comments, things I forgot to go over, just leave those below and we'll be sure to answer those right away. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. That really helps us out. And if there's anything else we can do for you, don't hesitate to let us know. Have a great day, guys.